Resident Evil is one of the best franchises when it comes to zombie movies and games. My passion for the series came a long while back when I started playing Resident Evil 3 on the PlayStation 1. Nemesis really used to get my BP high when he randomly appeared on the screen. The change in music and the size and look of the monster really did get my fight or flight mode activated. Over the years we had other releases and it all started getting a bit too fake for me when they introduced worker zombies. Zombies are not meant to go to work, but you guys still enjoyed it. So today we are here for the unboxing of the Resident Evil 4 Remake for the PS5. In terms of price, this isn't too badly priced at only £40. You could pick this up from any game store. There are two versions. This is the normal one and then there's one with a 3D sleeve. On the front you have a different image compared to the original Resident Evil 4 game. It's nice that they have redesigned it on the remake, but I would have preferred it with some zombies on the front. Gives a flavour of what the game is about to people who have not played Resident Evil 4 before. This image raises questions in my head, and although you know Resident Evil is all about zombies, this image leaves you a bit confused as to what timeline this is set in. During the pandemic or slightly after, when things have started to calm down. Just look at him, he looks lonely and depressed. No new or relevant information on the back, really dark images all over. I like the spooky concept. Let's get unboxing. To open it, all you gotta do is just grab it from the side here and just tug it. Now let's open it to see what's inside. You only get the CD and no booklet. We've learned this over the years that this is the norm now. Let's look at some gameplay and in particular the changes from the original to the remake. In the original, breakable objects were highlighted by a change in contrast. This made it easy to know what you could break to obtain money and items. The remake replaces this with a yellow marker which looks like paint on the object. This is also the same at points of interest, such as things you need to destroy to drop down a bridge or a ledge so you can advance through a section. The remake is basically an action game all the way through, but in general it leans towards darker environments where you are having to use the flashlight quite often, as well as grittier sequences around familiar enemies and story moments. Trust me, you will be on the edge of your seat for this one. You will no longer be sent back to the last typewriter you used each time you saved the game. The original had limited save features. On the remake, there is a real autosave feature now. This is a fantastic addition, really helpful in places with large enemy groups or even boss encounters where more than one try is needed. We've all been in that situation before. However, some difficulty options such as professional mode get rid of the autosave completely in case you want an experience more like the original. If you think you have the remake in your back pocket because you have the enemies memorized from the original game, then think again. There are a handful of new foes to face in the remake, including a bulky man who looks like a minotaur carrying a sledgehammer. An interesting change in the use of the knife is that you can now parry attacks. This can save you from a number of fatal attacks, including the chainsaw. It can also repel crossbow bolts, dynamites and many more attacks. The original can be played just fine on modern consoles, but one aspect that feels outdated is the way you aim your weapon. Whilst aiming, you can only move the camera. This can get very annoying. The remake lets you move more freely. You no longer have to open your inventory to change weapons. You now have a weapons wheel with 8 slots in total. Along with weapons, you can have grenades here too, but health items are excluded. What do you think of the game? Is the remake worth buying or is it all too familiar and overhyped? With the changes, I think it might be worth you giving it a shot. I certainly enjoy it, although the zombies are not as scary as they were in Resident Evil 3 at the time I played it. But they were different times. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is the Unboxing Beard and we just unboxed the Resident Evil 4 Remake.